Jim, after a couple of decent results on the road, that must feel like you're back to square one a wee bit.
It does. I've said that to the players. Take a couple of steps forward and we now take a step back. Really disappointing after the 2 away games, the level of performance. I was honest enough to say we hadn't created as many opportunities as we have done in the past, but in the manner we lost the game, I felt from early on in the game we were just giving needless fouls away in sort of key areas where we just show, just a bit of common sense, free kick. Even the goal, we lose a free kick 10 yards for their half, it's not defended well, I think we're too deep. And we give teams, something to hang on to. We did the same here. We did the same here against Edinburgh City, we did the same against Stranraer, and it's really disappointing because we have been a team that has been creating chances, and the last 3 home games, maybe take out the Stranraer game, but the last sort of couple of home games was really disappointing how we finished the game.
What do you put that down to then, the lack of creating chances today?
Well, I don't know if it's a nervousness for the players because of the position we're in. Too keen, too eager, but the amount of misplaced passes, the amount of times we threw our leg at something, just sort of getting the ball down, taking a touch. I thought there was a real lack of movement. You've got to give the guy on the ball options. We've got probably the best midfield player at keeping possession at the club, and Craig Slater, and he gets on it all day long for us, but he needs options. He needs people around him. We're affected today with, losing Danny. Obviously he was missing midweek, but again, in the wide areas we've hardly put a cross in. We've hardly linked up at all. Clyde looked, once they got the goal, looked hungrier to pick up that second ball. It was played forward, their midfield players picked the ball up. When it was played, in our forward areas, their attacking midfield players picked it up. We looked tired, we looked really tired, and I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but we have to realise the position we're in. We can't keep passing up opportunities like we have done today, like we did a few weeks ago against Edinburgh City, like a few weeks ago against Stranraer. These opportunities now are starting to sort of dwindle. We've got 10 games left, we're going to the last quarter, but we have to take a lot of points in the last quarter. A lot more points than especially at home, and when we've taken. But we have to pick them up and go at Stranraer and then up to Elgin and make sure we learn from today that the quality wasn't there, the composure wasn't there, and just maybe the overall sort of balance wasn't quite right.
You mentioned opportunities. You will definitely have an opportunity to close that gap on Tuesday. You could move back within touching distance of Bonnyrigg. It's a massive game, isn't it?
It is a massive game, but nothing against Stranraer. I felt we should have beat Stranraer here, a number of games ago. But you look at the run that Stranraer has went on since then. That result sort of changed their season. Quite incredible. The results they've had at home. I know they've had a fantastic result against a really good Edinburgh City side today. So that tells you the sort of task we're up against. And the players, the team that I put out on Tuesday night, need to recognise that. There has to be a desire. I want to see players come up there with a real spirit about them, like we did at Bonnyrigg. That was a game that, losing that game would have been, disaster. And today, losing the game for me is something like that. Albeit, we're 6 points with a game in hand to Bonnyrigg, but I would just like to see the players, it means something. So quiet coming in the dressing room, so quiet coming up the tunnel. There's got to be fire in your belly. There's got to be that real disappointment. And at the minute, certain areas I don't see it. And we need to find it. And I'm trying my best to put it into them, but every game's a fight, every game's a scrap. But to win games, we've got to show a wee bit more quality, we've got to show a wee bit more finesse in the right areas, and we've got to show a bit more movement, for the guys on the ball. And we train well, we work hard with them in those sort of drills, but too often on a Saturday it's went out the window.
Perfect, thank you very much. Good luck on Tuesday.